Alright guys, we are back for Zero Escape 2. Oh man, things have been getting crazy with this game, and I think I might be beating it tonight. I think, yeah, I don't think, my friend was saying he doesn't think there's more than 1 or 2 episodes for me to record left, roughly. Obviously, he's estimating. So yeah, I'm both excited and sad at the same time, because this was a crazy game. I love it so much. It's going to be sad not to play it anymore, but I'm also excited to have all of the answers, you know? So, anyway, let's continue. We just got the reveal that Akane was in Kei's suit the whole time, which, you know, my guess is after we saved her, she took the Sigma clone or whatever the extra Sigma was out of it and put herself inside of it. So yeah, that was cool that she's been with us the whole time, you know. But yeah, let's continue, shall we? It felt like all the air had been knocked out of me, and it was all I could do not to collapse right then and there.
When? How long?
Do you remember when the two of you saved me in the warehouse?
Yep.
Once you saved me, you went back to your future. Well, your minds did, at least. I carried your bodies to the 3rd AB room, and then took Dio's to the 5th. After that, I went into the 1st room and borrowed Kei's armor.
So by the time you and Clover came out, you'd already...
You know the real question that has to be asked? Me asking you guys the real questions. Do you see Kei's feet right here? Do you see how, like, there's nothing in between them? Now, my question is, how the hell did she fit that dress in the Kei suit? That's the real question.
Yes.
See? It goes all the way down to her ankles, and it looks like it's pretty, like, tight-fitting. And she didn't, like, come out of that suit and get changed. She just, like, took it all off. Mind blown, guys. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Dio killed you. And then Luna took your body to the 6th room. You couldn't have been in Kei's armor.
No, it was me. In this timeline, at least.
Yeah.
In this one, I wasn't murdered by Dio. You two saved me. It's just like Schrodinger's cat.
Oh, she pronounced that weird, but that's okay. Or I've been saying it wrong, but I'm pretty sure I've heard other people say Schrodinger, not Schrodinger. Anyway, that's fine.
Your actions in the future decided who would be inside the armor in the past.
What? No, that's nuts. It is pretty crazy, but it makes perfect sense to me.
The one where you weren't saved. What happens then? Who's wearing the armor?
That's quite simple.
The guy right there.
The man in front of you.
Yep. Sigma shouldn't be surprised by this, because he saw the man in front of us, like, in the armor before, you know? So he should have pieced it together. But I understand that this is all, like, crazy. Even though I get it, I'm sitting here, you know, as a third party analyzing it, so it makes sense that it'd be more obvious to me, you know?
Him?
That's correct.
So who is he?
Whenever I'm not in the armor, he is.
Yep.
What about the memory loss?
For my part, I confess that I lied. He, on the other hand, was telling the truth. Large doses of Soporil can cause memory loss.
Oh, damn.
I gave him a rather large dose.
So, who is he?
You've never seen him before?
No.
Wait, what?
What about the rest of you?
I have no idea who he is.
I've never seen him before.
Me either.
Wait.
Total stranger.
Hey, come on. What do you guys say? Oh my god. Do we not look like what we think we look like? I think I've said 1 or 2 times through the whole game that we don't get to see our face like in ZE1. And we don't get to hear our character talk like in ZE1. I swear we heard Junpei talk in ZE1, didn't we? Or am I crazy now? Oh my god. That's gonna be nuts. Are you saying that we don't look like him? Have there been no mirrors? There's been a mirror in the infirmary, isn't there? Or did they say it was clouded over? Oh, let's just find out. What are you guys saying? I'm right here. Same face.
Huh? Huh?
Oh my god. Fi told us that if we're 22, how many drugs would we have to take? Oh my god, they hinted at it.
Are you alright, Mr. Sigma? Did you hit your head or something?
Huh? What? It didn't make any sense. Why didn't they recognize me?
Sigma, your consciousness can jump through time. You can inhabit your body in the past or in the future.
So did somehow his consciousness jump from when he got kidnapped to here then? What does that mean?
Don't you get it? You've jumped to the future. From 45 years ago.
Oh my god. Holy shit. So it's not... My brain just exploded, guys. They put this together to send Phi and Sigma back in time 45 years, but Sigma is already from 45 years ago, so it's not sending current Sigma to the past, it's putting Sigma back to where he came from, if that makes sense. I'm trying to think about how to word it. I looked around frantically. A pond. I ran to it and threw myself down onto my knees. Were there not... There were... I guess they were angled down to the phone. I was gonna say, wasn't there mirrors in the crew quarter, too? I find it so hard to believe that our character wouldn't realize that we do not look the same. But, okay. I approached the edge. My heart was hammering inside my chest. A cold sweat trickled down my spine. Calm down, calm down, calm down, damn it. I struggled to take deep breaths. Then slowly, I peered into the pond, looking for my reflection. Oh, we are! We're the guy... So does that mean we're Zero? And we just don't remember then? What? No, this can't be real. This face.
It's your face, Dr. Sigma Climb.
What? Dr. Sigma Climb.
Although, to the you that's behind it now, it's your face 45 years from now. Zero, the mastermind of the AB project, is you.
What? Well, I didn't think of that. I didn't think Sigma was gonna be the mastermind the whole time. The being Zero. What? No, that's not possible. That's bullshit.
No, it's the truth. Fighting it isn't going to do you any good.
Alright, we need to talk about that. We need to explain!
Please, Doctor.
I'm not a doctor.
You will be a pioneer in the field of genetic engineering.
You're lying.
No, I'm not. You created him. Well, I suppose I should say you are going to create him.
Create?
His name is Kyle Climb.
Kyle Climb.
Your clone.
Damn.
That is why he looks just like a younger version of yourself. 23 years ago, in the biolab here in Rhizome 9, you created Kyle. Well, I suppose for you, that's still in the future. When I said I was born and raised here, I was still pretending to be him.
Right.
The gravity here is only 1/6 of Earth's. If nothing was done, the reduced gravity would cause his bones to be weaker than normal human ones. But you prepared for that. You gave him that armor.
Interesting.
Ever since he was born, he's lived inside of it. It kept his muscles and bones strong.
Damn.
He wasn't forced into it for the nonary game.
That's crazy. So, when we saw the little flashback image of little baby K in a little baby armor suit, I thought that was just because they were still hiding the fact, like, his identity. But no, like, he actually had a little baby K suit. Damn. And K for Kyle, you know, even though he lost his memory, he still picked the first letter of his first name. He wasn't forced into it from the, yeah.
He's been wearing it every day, all his life.
Damn. But why would future me create a clone?
He was to be your spare. If something happened to you before the project began, he would take your place.
So, in case Sigma died of old age, he wanted to have a vessel for his consciousness to jump into 45 years in the future, so he created a clone of himself? Is that what they're saying? Holy shit.
I mentioned before that the AB projects A and B stood for after and before. That isn't all they mean, though. The A also means anima, and the B means body.
Anima body?
Anima is another word for the soul, or the consciousness.
Okay.
Body is, well, exactly what it says on the tin. The past consciousness will go into the future body, and the future consciousness will go into the past body.
Oh, so they swapped. Interesting. Okay. So that means that technically Dr. Sigma Climb is in the past right now, saving the world then, potentially?
That was the chief goal of the project.
Wait, so the future person goes into the past person?
Sigma, do you remember the note you found in the garden?
You mean this, right?
Yes.
Oh, yep. Finally, we're bringing this up.
Ah, of course, it was you who investigated the garden in this timeline.
Yeah.
Sigma, take a good look at this. It's an illustration of the time jumps your consciousness is making.
Oh, okay.
A is where everything began. December 25th, 2028.
Okay, here we go.
You inhaled the white smoke in your car and lost consciousness. From there, you jumped to B.
So if Future Zero, or Future Sigma is the mastermind, so how did all this get started? Who was it that kidnapped? I guess maybe somehow Akane did it, but how would Akane know back then that Future Sigma would need to be... I don't know, maybe I guess they'll maybe explain.
January 25th, 2074.
Oh, that's confusing. Okay, so it doesn't, like, follow this line, then. Oh, no, it does. Never mind, I see. It goes up and around, over to B. I see.
You woke up in one of the AB rooms in Rhizome 9. You are in your own body, but it is 67 years old. Your consciousness has jumped 45 years into the future.
Oh my god. So, all of those dirty things we've been saying, we just look like a pervy old man. Oh my god.
I believe that may explain why you didn't notice the reduced lunar gravity. The body you woke up in was much older.
Okay.
Normally, you would have noticed that your muscles were much weaker. In this case, however, the lower gravity balanced that out.
Okay.
Moving on.
Interesting.
If you continue along this line, what happens next? You reach C, which is January 27th, 2074.
Okay.
That is today.
Whoa. Wait, what do you mean? Are you saying it's been 2 days since we woke up?
36 hours to be exact. Have you already forgotten? You were all infected with Radical 6. The virus slowed your brain down. So yes, 36 hours of real time have passed. But to you, it only seemed like 14 hours and 40 minutes.
Damn, we must be hungry. I guess Fi ate in the
Now
pantry.
comes the important part.
So this is where we're gonna jump back to save her, right?
After this, your consciousness will
okay.
return to the past. It will re-emerge at point D.
Okay.
April 13th, 2029.
When all the reactors blew up, right?
You will return to your younger body.
But that's the same day as the reactor explosions.
Yep.
Yes. That is why I said it will be too late. You will return to the past, but the events you would want to prevent will have already happened.
So how does she... I guess if we're gonna return to the past, then we tell Akane, but that's still after we got kidnapped. So how do they find out to kidnap in the first place, Sigma, right? That's what I'm still waiting for. I was gonna say, like, the rest of this, it could be that we go back and we find Akane and tell her all this that happens, you know? Once we're back in April 13th, 2029.
The story does not end there, however. The line continues.
Okay.
After reaching point D, you will eventually return to B.
Yeah, I was also thinking, like, they're talking about now how, like, if we go back to 29, then, the problem will already have happened. And since we already went outside and we saw that the world is all messed up, technically we know that it wasn't, because they said they swapped, right? So the old Doctor is in young Sigma, like, or at least he was, if that makes any sense. And that means he didn't save the world, right? Because they went out and they saw that the world is messed up. But, I mean, you get into all kinds of paradoxy kind of stuff, so we'll just see. So after D, we return to B.
But this time, you won't be jumping through time, or at least not at a rate faster than normal. Your consciousness will spend 45 years inhabiting the same body.
Shit.
Until you reach point B. Do you remember when B is, Sigma?
January 25th, 2074. According to what you just told us, it's 36 hours ago.
Correct. That was when the consciousness of the 22-year-old Sigma jumped into the body of 67-year-old Sigma.
Right.
So where did the older version of you go when you took his body?
They said they swapped, right? So... Point A? December 25th, 2028, the day all this started?
Yes. His consciousness will go back in time 45 years. For a period of time, he will inhabit your younger body. While your younger consciousness is elsewhere, He will be you in the past.
But once that body reaches point D, my 22-year-old consciousness will come back from point C.
That's correct.
My head hurts.
When that happens, the older version of you will be ejected from your younger body and return to your body at C.
So it's rotating.
Rotating. I suppose you could put it that way. But look at this illustration closely. What if you take all these lines and untangle them?
So, I'm sure they're gonna explain it in another way, maybe right now when they do this. But just for me, I want to go through it. So, young Sigma right here at A, his consciousness, yeah, that's when he's kidnapped, right? And then his consciousness jumps all the way fast forward to B, which is... B must be where the... Right, we probably said it, right? That's where the Noner game started, right? And then it goes up to C, which is... She said... Well, or did she say B was right now? And then C is what we're about to do? Okay, let's just wait and see if they explain it a little better. I'm a little confused by it, but maybe what they're about to do is going to make more sense.
You get one single line. It may look complicated, but in truth, it's a single straight path, with one exception.
This line here at point E, right?
Exactly. Point E is December 31st, 2028, the day of the total eclipse.
Okay. The day Radical 6 got out of the test facility.
Yes. By now, you've likely figured it out on your own. The purpose of the AB project was to get the consciousness of the 67-year-old Sigma from point B to point A.
Okay.
If we can do that, we can change what happened 45 years ago.
So the old version of me will keep Radical 6 from getting out? By jumping into my 22-year-old body on New Year's Eve 2028?
Yes. That is why this
Okay.
line could not be interrupted. In order for the 67-year-old version of you to reach point B, we first have to go through point D. In order to get to point D, we must jump from point C.
Okay.
And for point C to happen, we had to recreate everything that happened in this facility.
Alright.
That is why we have faithfully retraced history up to this point, so that we might save humankind from destruction and undo the horrors of
Jesus.
the last 45 years.
Okay, I don't know that I fully understand the graph, right? Or not the graph, but that chart we just looked at, but I understand the concept of what they had to do, right? They had to follow everything perfectly so that, based off old Sigma's memory, he must have told Akane when he jumped to the past. It's kind of like ZE1 in a way, where like Akane saw it in the past, then had to recreate it, and then use it to save her own life. It's very similar to that. So old Sigma consciousness traveled back, told Akane all this, but then in order for the consciousness to actually be able to travel back, they had to recreate history perfectly. But I mean, one thing that I'm a little confused on is how did they know to kidnap Sigma in the first place? Because he would have jumped back to after that point, right? we were taken on the 25th, and Old Sigma inhabited his body on New Year's Eve, right? So that's one question I have, and then the other question is, what was it? Shoot. Oh yeah, if we already saw outside, then does that mean that it failed? Because it's not changed. By now, wouldn't Old Sigma have been back in time and have done it already? But that's where, like, timey-wimey bullshit comes in, and it gets really complex. So let's just continue on, see if they explain that part. Tell me one thing.
What is that?
You said that point C is January 27th, 2074, which is today. Right. So C was today. Okay, so yeah, so B was the start of the Nonary game, if I'm not mistaken. C is today, like right now at this moment having this conversation, which means I think we're about to do another jump. So we start at 22, we get kidnapped, our consciousness jumps into the future to B, we start the Nonary game, we go up to C, and now we're about to jump back to D, which is April 13th, 2029, and we haven't done that yet, right? And then, so this Sigma is gonna jump to April 29th, and he's gonna live for 45 years, right? And then he's gonna hit the start of the Nonary game where where the young Sigma comes in, pushes his consciousness out, and his consciousness is gonna travel back in time to the 25th. Right? And then he's gonna live to the point of E, if I'm not mistaken, as Old Sigma, right? And then, or Old Sigma in Young Sigma's body, right? And he's gonna change something that instead of going up and loop it, or going up like this, he's gonna change something for E and branch off to a new future, kind of thing, right? Okay. I think I get it. There's going to be a... Hopefully I said that right and I don't sound like an idiot. There's going to be a jump and I'll jump to April 13th, 2029.
Yes, that's right.
But look, I'm still old. When is this jump supposed to happen?
Very soon.
Soon?
Yes.
And what's going to trigger it?
We need potential energy stored to send your consciousness into the fourth dimension. Fortunately, we now have plenty of that. Thanks, ironically, to Radical 6. All that remains is to launch your consciousness, like a bullet from a slingshot.
And how do you propose to do that?
Didn't I tell you? A crisis. A moment balanced between life and death. That can jumpstart your brain.
What do you mean?
You haven't figured it out. I mean this.
Oh shit! Oh boy. What is she about to do? Dio's knife? No sooner were the words out of my mouth. Oh no, Fi! I screamed and leapt towards them. Akane was already in motion, the knife diving toward Fi's chest. I was almost there. Whoa. Oh shit. When I regained consciousness, I was on the floor. There was a dull pain in my chest. I felt for a cut, but something was in the way. It took me a moment to realize it was Akane's body lying on top of me. I twisted my neck to look around. Nearby was an old tombstone. On it was written a few words in Latin. Oh god, the ending song. What you are, I was. What I am, you will be. So kind of like the What? Credits! Is that it? So did she stab herself, or did she stab him? He mentioned, like, a dull pain, but he went to go search for a cut, but she was on him. Was the dull pain the weight of her? What? So we're just going through all the moments? We never got that scene, right? Them hugging? I feel like there's gotta be a little more, right? We don't know if the world was saved or anything, right? Huh. Aw, the Luna ending. Interesting. I'm trying to, like... We'll just have to wait and see if there's more. I will say, I might be a little disappointed with how this ended if this is just it. But it was still an amazing ride, and I still love it. It's just I wish we got, like, was the world saved? Like, did it all work? You know? But I don't wanna talk too much about it yet, because who knows if there's something after this. Akane. Zero. Okay. The buy-in. A new destination. Okay, here we go. I thought that couldn't be it. So we're gonna save the Phi end right here. And there it is. And now we have... Oh, back to the beginning. So... Yeah. So we're going back... yeah, April 13th. Headquarters. Ooh. Let's do it. Shit. Things do not sound great.
Today is April 13th, 2029, and this is the evening news. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I don't have any news to read. All of our station's reporters have passed after contracting Radical 6. So have my... Excuse me. I've managed to keep us on the air until now. But I'm out of tricks. It's time for me to sign off. This concludes our broadcast day. I pray that someday our world can be cleansed of this horrible plague. Goodbye.
Jeez. Oh my god. Well, shit. For a moment, I just stared at the TV. The roar of the static seemed to fill the entire room, until with a click it disappeared too. Had the power gone out? I heard footsteps behind me, and turned around. Oh shit! You. So who's in the Zero suit? Young Akane! Oh, sweet!
It looks like the first step was successful.
What the fuck? You killed me. Okay, so she did stab him. My bad. I don't know why I was so confused by that. I think, like, because we didn't actually see the wound or anything, I was like, what if she stabbed herself and then fell on him, and that's the pain he was feeling, and the shock of, like, her death again or something is what triggered it, but no, I guess his own death is what triggered it. Damn. Okay.
Killed?
I guess technically you're going to kill me 45 years from now, but still.
Hey, no need to be rude about it. I didn't kill you. I hit you with the butt of the knife.
Okay.
You're fine.
Okay. I'm okay?
Yes. You and Phi needed to experience a state of crisis. That was the only way.
So what about Phi? Wasn't she supposed to travel back? Like, I feel like for us already having the Phi ending, I still don't know really anything about Phi. Right? Am I wrong? Like, we've had, like, stories from Alice and Luna and Clover and Kay. Even Dio, we got, like, his background, but we still don't know who Phi is. Hopefully we learn. That was one of the other things that I was a little disappointed on if those credits were the ending, you know? But... me and Phi?
Yes. I only told you about you, but we also needed Phi to jump.
So...
Now.
So our buddy lived 45 years. Did Phi cryo sleep then to 45 years in the future? And are we gonna see her young back here? Or, I don't know.
You know what happens next, right?
We go to the moon?
Correct. We will be leaving tomorrow, April 14th, 2029.
Jesus.
We've nearly finished preparing your shuttle. Only a few last-minute checks and additions.
So this is what I want to know. How does Akane know all this at this point, right? Because this is where I thought that he'd be coming back and he'd inform her of everything they need to do. So where did she get the info in the first place, right?
You'll be traveling to Rhizome 9, along with 3 treatment pods.
Alice and Clover, right?
Yes.
Well, no, I guess Akane would have learned a little earlier, right? It would have been old Sigma orchestrated this, right? When he jumped back to December 25th, right when 22-year-old Sigma came out of his body, 67-year-old Sigma would have went in the body, and then he would have contacted Akane. That's how she knows how to do everything right now, probably. I keep forgetting that the body was 67 years old or whatever, but not, the mind wasn't. I keep, like, messing that up. Sorry about that. No, like, what I still want to know is how she knew to kidnap Sigma in the first place, which would have been before the consciousness jumped. Like, right? Okay. What were they saying? You'll be traveling to Rhizome 9 along with 3 treatment pods. Alice and Clover, right? What about the third one? Okay. Who's in there?
Phi.
Okay, so Phi is cryo-frozen.
We put her into cold sleep 2 days ago.
Yeah.
She appeared at our headquarters and volunteered to be frozen.
Interesting.
That wasn't the Phi who jumped from Point C, though.
Okay. So then why did the Phi that didn't have the jump stuff? Okay.
It was Phi before she jumped from Point A to Point D. In other words, she was following the same path you are, and she still is.
But why? But that means that after you froze her, the Point C version of her jumped back into her body?
Yes. The Point C version of Phi is sleeping in that pod. She'll stay there for the next 45 years.
Jeez.
Sleeping in ice.
Then when she gets to Point B, her consciousness will jump to Point A, right?
Correct.
Huh. So that's why she didn't look old? So why don't you just stick me in one of those pods?
We can't do that.
Why not?
You haven't figured it out? You have to spend the next 45 years working on the AB project. After arriving at Rhizome 9, you must master genetic engineering and artificial intelligence programming, among other disciplines.
So much shit to do.
Otherwise, you will be unable to create Kyle, Luna, and Lagomorph. And, of course, you will need to develop the chromatic doors and the bracelets. You will also be the person who summons Tenmyoji and Quark. Once you've completed all the preparations, then the project can actually begin. January 25th, 2074. You will defrost Phi and carry her to the third AB room. Once you've done that, the 22-year-old version of you from point A will force you out.
Right.
And you'll just go back 45 years to your own body on December 25th, 2028.
Right, so are we gonna go all the way through that? Like, obviously, maybe fast forward some of it, I wonder? God damn, this is nuts. And then I change history? Do you really think I can keep the virus from getting out?
You have to. If you don't, billions of people will die. Only you and Phi can save them.
What about you? Aren't you an Esper too?
I can't do anything on my own. If this is going to work, I'll need your help.
This is nuts. So, what do I need to do?
What do you mean?
Like, what specific actions do I need to take? When Phi and I jump to point A, what are we going to do then?
You'll both enter the Mars mission test site.
And after that?
I don't know.
What?
I'm sorry. I really don't know anything about what happens in there.
Oh shit.
We don't know how the Radical Six escaped. We don't even know why it was there in the first place.
No, the dates wouldn't line up. Okay. Never mind. I just had like a stupid crazy ass theory, but no, that would be too insane. I was gonna be like, what if we went into that Mars thing and it was just ZE1, right? Okay. Or what if we get all the way to the Mars thing and it's just another Nonary game and it ends and it's like seeing Zero Time Dilemma? Then we're screwed.
That's why we need your help. You have the ability to jump through time and across parallel worlds. We need you to figure out what happened in that test facility.
Okay.
Things will be difficult, and I'm sure you will find yourself in a great deal of danger. But I believe the two of you can overcome any obstacle.
We're gonna see like a clone Dio in there or some shit again. Wait. Or it's gonna be like Original Left or something. No, Original Left should already be dead at this time, I think. Wait, how do you know it's so dangerous?
The 67-year-old version of you told me what happened. He wasn't able to stop the virus. So I suppose you could say you told me after you failed.
What did I say?
That the test facility is full of traps.
Shit.
There was one point. A woman's life was in danger. You risked yourself for her sake, and lost your arms and your right eye.
Damn. My arms and my right eye? Oh, Jesus, we don't have our ABT on. What the? Suddenly a low rumble shook the building. Oh. The ship blowing up? What was that?
Go have a look.
Good God. I moved slowly to the window and peered outside. On the horizon, I could see a massive mushroom cloud climbing slowly toward the sky. Would we really be able to change the course of history? No, that was the wrong way to look at it. It couldn't be a question. I had to change history. We could save the world. I'm going to change history. I stared at the darkening skies above us and steeled myself. I would succeed. Okay. So seeing this is what built his resolve in order to do everything that he needs to do in Rhizome 9. Learning all that shit. End or beginning? Oh shit. Alright. Damn. So... Do we... Oh. Okay, so we have something new. It didn't even say that something new happened. But it stuck us right here. There's no way we go back here, right? So do we jump here then? Right? Because it said end or beginning is what it came up with. I want to confirm with my friend just to make sure that this isn't like a choice and I do just jump to this point. I don't even know if he's going to remember enough to know. So I'll be back. I'm going to ask him real fast just to make sure. I'm pretty sure I'll just jump here, right? It's pretty obvious, but I just want to make sure. So one sec. Okay, yeah. I mean, I think that was just me being stupid. I'm back, guys. I'm pretty sure we just jump here. I was just curious because it said end or beginning question mark, and then it put us back at the beginning, but I think it always puts us back at the beginning. Okay, so we're in the infirmary.
Where?
Oh, old Sigma voice.
I see you've finally woken up, Kyle.
Kyle?
Kyle? Wait.
Yes. Of course. You've only just woken up in this timeline. It's only natural for some of your memories to be missing.
I lurched upright, jumped off the bed. Oh, I just realized I said deep Sigma voice. We've never heard Sigma's voice. I don't know why I said that. Or I said old Sigma voice, not deep. But we've never actually heard his voice, did we? I don't know why I said that then. Why did I say that? Maybe like maybe I like gave him a voice in my own head as I've been like reading his dialogue. And then when I actually heard it, I was like, oh, that's different than... Okay, never mind. I don't know what I thought. Sorry, guys. Brain farting. I lurched upright, jumped off the bed, and ran around to the other side of the partition. The mirror over the sink was covered with a film of dirt. Okay, so that mirror was covered. I wiped it off with my sleeve, and my reflection stared back at me. Okay, so yeah, there was no mistake. The reflection belonged to...
Kyle Climb. So, I'm Dr. Climb? Zero Senior's clone?
What? How do you know that? Shouldn't you still be suffering from amnesia?
An excellent question. One I didn't quite know the answer to myself. I knew who Kyle Climb was. In another history, he had been called K and had worn a suit of armor. He hadn't just worn the armor in that history, though. Apparently, he'd worn it all his life. So what is this? Kyle had been born and raised in this lunar installation, which seemed to be called Rhizome 9. Rather late in his life, Akane had appeared as a mother figure, and he had consequently grown very attached to her. I knew everything about him, but even though I knew it, I didn't feel it. Was I really Kyle Climb? Every time I looked in the mirror, I saw his face. The spitting image of Sigma Climb in his younger days. I looked down. Okay, so there was Dio, still handcuffed. I turned back around to Luna. So wait, are we in the suit right now?
January 27th, 2074.
And today is the last day of the AB project. Akane has explained everything in the garden.
Okay. So so Kyle is waking up after the cryo, right? And we're seeing it. Then that's what we're seeing right now. Okay.
And she drew a knife and attacked Phi.
I get it.
How long have I been asleep?
About 5 hours in real time. For them, it would have seemed like a little more than 2 hours.
So they still haven't been treated for their Radical 6?
No, they've all been given the antiviral. It just takes a while to have an effect.
Okay.
I see. So the consciousness of the younger Sigma has gone back into the past. It should have happened right after Akane attacked Phi, right?
Yes,
Why am I here?
the doctor carried you back here. You were in the pod in the garden.
So the person you call the doctor is Sigma Klein, as inhabited by his age-appropriate consciousness.
Yes, but how do you know that?
Dio seems to have remained unconscious.
So are we gonna meet, like, playing Kyle, are we gonna meet old Sigma? Because if young Sigma is back in time, right, and gonna be heading to the moon, that means old Sigma is back in his body in this timeline. If they did swap back again, right?
Yes, I've been administering Soparil whenever he gets restless.
What about the others?
They've all gone off to different areas. Tenmyoji and Quark, for instance.
Oh, right. Mr. Klein.
So the
Oh,
sleepyhead's
so we went to
finally
go
up,
visit
huh?
him.
What are you two doing here?
You don't know where we are?
This is the upper floor of the pressure exchange chamber. The real one.
Mm-hmm.
We were just about to get dressed and head out.
You plan to return them? To Earth, I mean.
Yeah.
Sigma told us where we could find the shuttle that brought us here. Well, guess he's not really the Sigma I knew anymore. He's Dr. Klein now, or Zero
Right.
Senior, depending on how you look at it.
Yep.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Well, I'm just curious why you would choose to return to a devastated planet when you could stay here.
How's staying here gonna help? You aren't gonna say something idiotic about how we should wait here until Sigma changes the past, are you? You can't wait for something that's already happened.
Yeah.
Grammar doesn't work that way. Hell, nature doesn't work that way. You following me? We've already lived through history. Sigma failed to keep the virus from getting out. About 45 years ago, Radical 6 created a pandemic, and the antimatter reactors blew up. That all happened.
Which would mean there would have to be like a parallel reality where it didn't happen, which is what Sigma is trying to create. But the people here in this timeline aren't going to be able to jump over there. They're just going to be stuck here, right? That makes sense, I think.
Whatever Sigma does in the past, history's not going to change. In fact, it's because of what he did or didn't do in the past that we've got this past and present. Let me give you an example. Imagine a group of 100 motorcycles driving down an endless freeway. Eventually, they hit a junction. The road splits in two. One freeway continues off northwest, and the other stretches out to the northeast. So one guy, we'll call him S, pipes up. "Let's go northwest," he says. So they take the northwestern road. But about a mile past the intersection, something horrible happens. A semi driving the other way veers into their lane and plows through the bikers. 90 of them die. The surviving 10 are wounded, but survive. They don't stop, though. They keep riding down that highway, and eventually they'd gone 10,000 miles.
Yeah.
Then suddenly, something happens that they couldn't have predicted. S, who had survived, suddenly has his consciousness thrown back in time. He ends up back in his own body just before they reach the junction. He remembers everything. So what does S do? What anybody would do. Let's go northeast. That means all 100 of the bikers survive to reach their destination, happy and healthy. And they all live happily ever after. That's what you're thinking, right? It's a great outcome for the 100 bikers that went northeast. But what about the 10 that went northwest and survived the accident?
Yeah.
Huh? Wouldn't it be 9 people? I mean, S's mind went back in time, right?
Right. Okay, 9 people then. What happens to the
Okay, yeah,
reality they
sure.
were living? Does it just disappear when S changes the past? It's not as if it was only bad things that happened during that 10,000-mile trip. Maybe one of them fell in love with a woman working at a gas station they stopped at and had a child. Maybe one of them picked up a homeless kid who joined them on their adventure.
Yep. Quark.
That 10,000-mile journey would be full of stories. Friendships, farewells, romances. The loss of those 90 lives is horrible and unfortunate. But what would rewriting their history mean? The 9 who survived lived full lives.
Yeah.
How can it be right to just erase all that? The survivors overcame their own misery and loss and made the best they could of the hand they'd been dealt. Isn't that worth something? Isn't that the best thing that humans can aspire to? Is there really any point to a world where everything is happy? Are people who struggle for a better life just idiots? Being human is about fighting, even when it seems hopeless, and finding happiness, even in a world that hates it.
Damn. Deep stuff. Alright, guys, it's about that time to end this episode. So it did... My friend was thinking it might only be one episode, so the next episode might be the end, possibly, but we'll see. Who knows? We had a lot in this episode. Like, I'm still trying to wrap my head around everything, but I think I pretty much understand it all. Like the whole like timeline and everything. I'm a little confused about us being in Kyle right now. Like, this isn't Sigma's personality in Kyle. This is us as the viewer seeing Kyle's point of view, right? If I'm not mistaken. So, yeah. Although he did say that he doesn't feel like himself, so maybe there's like something to that. But yeah, so I'm a little confused about this exact line we're on, but we're still like early on into it, I feel like, and we're gonna learn more about Kyle and what we're doing at this point, right? So anyway, sorry for the squeaky chair. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, guys. So thank you guys so much. That's going to be it. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed. Check out my Patreon if you want to see the rest right now. It's only going to be like another episode or two, but you can get early access on there if you want. I also have other benefits on there for some of the other content that I do on my channel. So check that out. Link is in the description, and I will see you guys in my future videos. Bye-bye.